Falun Dafa, a popular spiritual practice around the world but persecuted in China. Persecution of Falun Dafa marks 21 years in China. Dear friends, let's learn what is Falun Dafa and how and why it is relevant for India in this video. Falun Dafa is being practiced in more than 100 countries around the world. But it is unfortunate that in China, where Falun Dafa had its origins, is being persecuted since 20th July 1999 and continues even to this day. Falun Dafa practitioners around the world treat this day as Protest Day by holding successful, peaceful demonstrations, rallies, and candlelight vigils, thereby making people aware about brutal persecution going on in China. Falun Dafa, also called Falun Gong, is an ancient spiritual practice introduced to public in 1992 by Mr. Li Hongzhi in China. Falun Dafa and its founder, Mr. Li Hongzhi, has been awarded with over 3,000 awards and proclamations worldwide. Mr. Li Hongzhi has also been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize and Sakharov Award for Independent Thoughts. Then what is the reason for persecution in China? Due to its tremendous health benefits and spiritual teachings, Falun Gong or Falun Dafa became so popular in China that by 1999, about 7 crore people started practicing it. The membership of the Chinese Communist Party was 6 crores at that time. The then Chinese President Jiang Zemin considered Falun Gong a threat to his sovereignty and despite its peaceful nature, banned it on July 20th, 1999. For the last 21 years, Falun Gong practitioners are facing severe torture, murder, brainwash, imprisonment, rape, forced labor propaganda, looting and economic deprivation in China. The scope of torture is so huge and the number of cases registered by human rights organizations is in tens of thousands. And this has also resulted in illegal human organ harvesting crime in China. Yes, it seems incredible, but for organ transplantation in China, the organs come not only from prisoners who received death penalty, but also from a large number of imprisoned Falun Gong practitioners. The annual turnover of China's illegal human organ transplantation industry is over $1 billion. It has been revealed by independent investigations that Chinese government, in collusion with government hospitals, is involved in the crime of illegal human organ harvesting. Thousands of Falun Gong practitioners have been killed in this inhuman act. According to the Kilgore and Matas report, about 41,500 organ transplants were performed in China between 2000 and 2005, where the source of the organs is unknown. According to the independent investigator and China specialist Ethan Gutmann's book titled The Slaughter, 65,000 Falun Gong practitioners were killed in China between 2000 and 2008 for their organs. In India, Falun Dafa is being widely practiced in all major cities since the year 2000. And now, India will also observe Protest Day on 20th July. Yes, on this day, Falun Dafa practitioners around the world hold peaceful protests and candlelight vigil. As outdoor activities may not be possible due to lockdown, this year Indian practitioners are using print and social media to raise their voice and awareness about ongoing persecution in China. And why is it relevant to India? The relationship between India and China has been tense for some time now. To pressurize India, China has been using Masood Azhar issue, Arunachal Pradesh, Ladakh border conflict, etc. India's tough stance on border issue, followed by boycott of Chinese goods, has given China a sense of India's strength. But China itself is standing on crossroads today. On the one hand is the Chinese Communist Party, whose history is full of lying, cheating and frauds. On the other hand, the voices of democracy and secularism are rising. Ideology and policies of the Chinese Communist Party contradict everything that represents an ancient culture and modern democracy like India. China has a lot to learn from India. India should take lead in condemning human rights abuses of Tibetan Buddhists. Uyghur Muslims, and Falun Gong in China. This thinking and stance can give India the status of a world leader.